win here in the jungle, though, would go a long way for the McNairy Central Bobcats. But if I were a betting man, I would say they'd probably have to wait for another week. You're tuned in to the Central Bank pregame show right here on 93.5 FM The Roar. Back after this quick timeout, we'll take a look at tonight's game between McNairy Central and your Hardin County Tigers on Go Go Night here at Jim Carroll Stadium. Back after this. Night here at Jim Carroll Stadium as they're doing the Go Go presentation. As some kids and some family members making their way out onto the field tonight. Go Go is Team Aaron as they're selling these Go Go T-shirts, help raise money for St. Jude Hospital. September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and Team Aaron has been doing this for a long time, and they've done an outstanding job and raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for St. Jude in memory of Aaron Bell. And we'll talk more about that at halftime tonight as hopefully Chris will come up here, Chris Bell, and we'll get his information as far as how much money's been raised, how many T-shirts. I think they had a record sale this year. Last week, Chester County was in town with high hopes after a fantastic start to their season, and the Tigers put 47 on them last week, defeating the Eagles 47-3. Tonight, the Bobcats come in winless and a loss to Lexington last week, 49-0. Looking at the Bobcats' first 5 games, they've given up 48, 60, 45, 50, and 49 points. So on paper, this one could get real ugly, but you still have to play the game, Kirk, and never let a team sneak up on you or be overconfident. But here at home, the Tigers have been pretty good.
Yeah, and you know, we talked about it on Sports Talk one Saturday morning how, you know, it always seemed that having 2 schools in McNairy County, it would either Adamsville was really good and competitive, and McNairy wasn't, or McNairy would be competitive and Adamsville wouldn't. And but now they're both down this year, and that's kind of unusual. And I don't really know I can't give you a reason for that.
Well, I understand. Looking at some notes, Kendall, before get your opinion. David Long, good friend of ours, sent to me. This is a 67th meeting. The first meeting back in 1932 where Selmer won 21-0. Hardin County leads all time 46-19-1. Since 2000, 17 meetings, Hardin County leads the series 12-5. Last year, Hardin County won 45-0. Last McNairy County win was 2019. It was 45-31. Coach Smith is 6-1 against McNairy, outscoring McNairy 292 to 92. 45 of them, which came in 2019. Hardin County has shut out McNairy the last 2 seasons, defeating them 85-0. So the numbers all pointing in our direction. This is a big game. Number one being a district game, especially going in next week, as you don't want to get ahead of yourself, but you got really what would probably be, Kendall, the district championship if we can win here tonight next week in Lexington.
Yeah, and it's kind of building off what Kirk said initially. McNairy, there's no doubt that they're going through some growing pains this season, and it's just you see these waves come through high school, middle school, whatever it may be, and they're in a little bit of a growing pain era here. And when it comes down to us, I think tonight is all about where's our focus at tonight. throughout this week of practice, X's and O's, execution, seeing how if we get into a lull on offense, if our defense is stuck out there for too long. So I think tonight is more so the spotlight's on us, seeing how we focus this week and get ready to play for this game.
So I learned last week that I said I couldn't remember the last time we played on a Thursday night, and Coach Smith and my son Brett reminded me and Kirk it was 2007. That was at Liberty. We had a win over there in the rain game. It came a flash flood after they said when it was. I remembered that, but an unusual Thursday night game, and Coach Smith is um, he is very particular about how game days go, about how his week of practice goes. We talked to him a little bit about it on Saturday, but it is a different week. I mean, your practices are shortened. You really got 3 days before you go through the walkthrough.
Yeah, and it does. I mean, it throws you off to some degree, but it's the same short week for both sides. So I mean, the same issues apply to both schools. I don't think it's going to matter much. This team met a lot of those seniors last night. They're pretty grounded, and I think you can pretty much expect that leadership on the team to play their normal game.
Well, the Pride is in the end zone as they're getting prepared for the national anthem. McNairy is out on the field. Hardin County has already taken it into the locker room. It's go night here at Jim Carroll Stadium. You're listening to Tiger Football right here on 93.5 FM. We'll take a quick time out. We'll be back with more about this game right after this. Stadium. I'm Steve Cornell, along with Kirk Carroll and Kendall Atkinson. This is a Central Bank pregame show. It's Thursday night, not Friday night. It's unusual for us. It was kind of an unusual day for me as I've got a routine myself I go through on game days, and trying to remember if I had everything that I needed to have at the game so we could do the broadcast was the first thing. But anyway, it's a really a great night here with the Go Gold and what the Bell family and Team Aaron is doing, and a lot of the kids and a lot of the fans dressed in the gold T-shirts tonight. Like I said, we'll talk more about that a little bit later on. And
Yeah,
do what?
this is a coach's dream to play on a Thursday night instead of the routine Friday, and the fair's in town, so you're not going to have near as much crowd. Some of them may not even realize it's a Thursday night game instead of a Friday night game. It's a Thursday night game because there's such a shortage of officials in West Tennessee that they don't have enough to play all the games on Friday night and have enough officials to cover all those games. So, yeah, you got the fair. There's one good thing going for them though. Man, you can't get hardly a better night to play football. It's going to be in the 60s, maybe a little breezy if you're a quarterback, but all in all, it's going to be a great night.
Well, tell you another thing that's unusual too. I don't know if y'all have noticed, but in the end zone, it's just a white checkerboard, no maroon. And Coach Smith today, when I was setting up, he told me we're not going to be able to have the gold ribbons out on the field like they normally do because they can't get the paint. There's a shortage of maroon paint, not the paint itself, but the tint that makes the maroon paint and the gold. So that's why you don't have that out here tonight as usual. So anyway,
I bet they have a lot of orange paint in
I
Knoxville
bet they got
tomorrow.
a bunch of orange paint in Knoxville.
See,
That's
you
for
said
sure.
tomorrow. It's gonna be
I mean,
2 days.
yeah, there you go. See,
Did we do it already?
Yeah, did it
we're
already.
messed up.
Well, going back to last week, talking about Chester County, they came in really with a good opportunity against our team. They had been playing well, Kendall. They had some skilled players, but the Tigers were real focused last week.
Yeah, and I mean, just watching their film coming into last Friday, everything that they had done the previous week and they set out to do week to week, we really did a good job of taking that away, and I think that threw them, made them a little bit uncomfortable, and so and that just comes down to execution and scheme, and I feel like we made them be a little bit uncomfortable last week, and ultimately that's what led to us kind of shutting them down, especially on the defensive side of the football.
Well, Kendall, one thing I wanted to ask you too. I mean, you're not far removed from being out there on that field, and you can probably remember it. And playing on a windy night, I mean, flags are pretty much blowing stiff. It's going to be a good 10 to 15 mile an hour wind. It's coming out of the north, so it's going to be going with you and against you. What do you prefer? Do you prefer going with it or throwing against it?
Well, if you defer to the second half, you always want the wind behind you, especially late in the ball game. I would rather put up with the wind in my face for the first half, and then, if it comes down to crunch time there late in the ball game, at least you got the wind to your back, and you don't have to worry about, what the impact it makes on the balls you throw.
I just always thought, everybody says throwing against the wind, but it's really harder, I think, to control it with the wind. You're used to throwing a 40-yard ball, and now it's going to go 48 yards and trying to guess that field.
If you got to throw it 60, it's going to help you.
Yeah, I never did throw it 60. I only threw it about 25. That was about my max.
All right, let's take a quick time out. You're listening to the Central Bank pregame show right here from Jim Carroll Stadium. Gold as both teams now have hit the locker room and getting set for the kickoff. We'll have more on tonight's game when we return right after this. Carroll Stadium. Steve Cornell along with Kurt Carroll and Kendall Atkinson. This rival game was played in 2014 and then put on ice until 2019 when McNairy beat the Tigers 45-31 in the season opener. Right after that, the Tigers won 11 in a row in that season and going out in the third round of the playoffs. Like I said, last year Hardin County won 45-0. And, Kirk, we talked about McNairy and Adamsville. McNairy, for several years, especially under Tommy Browder, was an outstanding football team, very good offensively. But they've gone through some coaching changes. They had Coach Franks, and he got things back on track for a couple of years and got them in the playoffs. And then he stepped down, and they just really haven't been able to find their way.
Well, and that's kind of it in a nutshell. I mean, we're old enough to have seen hundreds of football teams go through hundreds of coaches, and it seems like the good ones, they end up producing a program, and that program starts to show out sooner or later on the field. And you're always in that state of limbo, different ideas. One of the things that's always fascinated me is every coach at every level, they run the same drills. They go through the same practices. They go to the same camps and see how those college teams run their practices. It just amazes me that two schools go through the same time frame, same practice schedules, same drills, and then one team, and maybe even similar athletes, size, speed, all that kind of stuff, yet one team wins 40-0. Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a timeout as the Pride gets ready for the national anthem. And when we come back, we'll talk more about tonight's game, look at other games going on Friday in our district, and get you set for the kickoff at 7 p.m. This is the Central Bank pregame show. We'll be back with more right after this. You're listening to the Central Bank pregame show. It's go tonight on a Thursday night, not Friday night as usual. And as the fans wearing their gold T-shirts, the Pride, they're getting set for the Tigers to come out in the north end zone. They'll go into the Power T as we're a few minutes away from kickoff here in this big district matchup. Other games going on this week. O'Brien County will be at Chester County. Westwood will be at Lexington. And then some other games around the area. Kossuth at Adamsville. Southside will be at Westview. And a big matchup of an opponent of ours in a couple of weeks. Huntington will be at Milan. So Tigers are 3-0 in district play. Hopefully get a win here tonight, head to Lexington, and that's been somewhere where we've found it tough last few years to win, especially in big games.
Yeah, and when we're matched up, I feel pretty good. I think we can outcoach Lexington. I don't think Coach Smith is. I think he has the ability to do that but when they've had some really outstanding talent, I'm talking about D1 type talent, they can play you into the ground. And but recently, I think we've had kind of an upper hand on them because we've been able to match them talent wise.
Kendall, from a player standpoint, coming into a game like tonight where, McNairy has struggled, they've given up a lot of points. We got a high-powered offense, very good defense. So, how as a player do you get yourself ready for this game, not to be overconfident, and then as a coach to be able to get your team ready and understand they got to focus and do all the things necessary to win here, and then get ready and keep that momentum?
Yeah, and just starting with the coach perspective, typically you get that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of practice before your walkthrough on Thursday. And this week, I'm sure it was cut short, and the walkthrough was yesterday and the game today. And so, from a coaching perspective, you also have to keep your players focused on the opponent at hand and not overlooking them and being, overconfident and just kind of sticking to what you normally do. And then from a player perspective, too, like Kirk touched on earlier, we got the chance to sit down and eat dinner last night with a bunch of the football guys, and they seem like their head is in the right space. But the biggest thing is just coming out here, doing your job, executing as a team, and just knowing you're supposed to win, but doing it the right way and making sure you take care of your own business.
I think one thing is just consistency Monday through Friday. You win, you lose, you come out, and that next week has the same intensity, it looks the same, it feels the same. It's just getting back on that assembly line and going to work. I think if you play emotional runs, where you're super high and super low, I think you can get any kind of product on the field. But I think if you're just disciplined in your practice schedule, I think they come out with the same mentality that they did the week before.
The Tigers are in the north end zone, and they come racing through the tee. And we're just a few minutes away from football here at Jim Carroll Stadium. You've been listening to the Central Bank pregame show. When we come back, we'll have the kickoff. It's McNairy Central, and it's your Hardin County Tigers tonight. We'll be back right after this. It's a cloudy, cool night here at Jim Carroll Stadium with a little bit of wind blowing, and it's more like football season on this Thursday night. An unusual Thursday night game during our football season, but due to some official shortages, every team is mandated at least one game out of their season to play on a Thursday night. The toss of the coin goes up as you've got Carter Smith out there, Tylen Irvin, Keandre Smith, and Adam Harris. That's your captains. And I do believe that McNairy County, or McNairy Central, excuse me, won the toss as they get it set up. They did win the toss, and they defer to the second half. So your Hardin County Tigers will get the ball first right here at Jim Carroll Stadium. You're listening to Tiger Football right here on 93.5 FM. We'll be back in 30 seconds with tonight's kickoff. Atkinson on the call tonight. It's Hardin County and McNairy Central in what used to be a really heated rival game between these two teams. They played this is a 68th meeting of these two teams, I believe. And over the course of several years, Hardin County has won the bulk of these games, but they've had some really good games over the past several years. So the Tigers look to get a stronghold on the district with a win tonight, and then they'll head to Lexington next week. They'll be off the following week, and then we'll head to Milan and then end up with Liberty and Pure Academy as we're working our way through the halfway point of the season. That's unbelievable.
It's gone by quick. No doubt about it.
Back deep is Wilkes and Irvin for your Tigers. They'll be defending the south end zone as the Bobcats will defend the north end zone here in the first quarter. Kicking off will be Aiden Boyette, a sophomore for the Bobcats. The Bobcats in all white, blue helmets, and the Tigers maroon pants, maroon shirts, and the maroon helmets. Boyette is waiting. I don't know what he's waiting for. He's looking around. I guess he's counting, see if they've got enough.
We watched him in warm-ups. He's got a good leg. He was kicking field goals from from 40 yards. So,
right.
I mean, he's they've got that going for him.
Depth is definitely an issue for them.
All right, Boyette sets it on the tee, and we're just about to get set here from Jim Carroll Stadium. Go Gold night here at the stadium. Boyette approaches the football. It's a high end-over-end kick. Irvin is going to take it at about the 5. He's at the 10, 15. He's hit there at the 20, still on his feet. Then horse collar down about the 24-yard line where the Tigers will take over first and 10 there. Carter Smith will come out at quarterback. Left tackle, Wade Van Hoos. Left guard, Chase Kelly. Center is Terrell Estes. Right guard, Bailey Hudgens. And right tackle, Raymond Poirier. Ryan Weeks and Kayla McGee are your tight ends. Wilkes, McGee, Heyman, and Gray at receiver. Here's a snap. Quick throw. Complete to Gray. He's at the 30-yard line, dives forward to about the 31.
Good start. Good throw. Safe. Hit him in the numbers. He gets 7 yards. Take that every first down, I imagine.
So a pickup of, well, they moved it back, a pickup of 6. It'll be second down, 2nd and 4. Smith in the shotgun formation. 3-man front for the Bobcats. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Here's a handoff to Irvin. Looking for some running room. He's hit in the backfield and gets back maybe to the line of scrimmage, and that'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, that D tackle got down low, got him kind of submarine our offensive line, got him around the leg.
So it'll be 3rd down, 3rd and 3. They gave him the 32. Smith. He'll send 3 receivers now to his left, 1 to the far side. They're going from the south to the north. Urban to his right. Here's a snap. Here comes a rush. He gets it off to Gray at the 30, 35, 40, and he's going to be wrestled down at the 45. That'll be enough for Hardin County Bank. 1st and 10 Tigers on the pass to Jack Gray.
Yeah, Jack just running a little swing out of the slot. Good blocking downfield to Springy, and kind of moving the chains.
Well, what they're doing, too, I've noticed, they've got 7 and 8 in the box. So if you ever break the initial line of scrimmage, there's not a lot of help back there. Wilkes here to the near side. Heyman and Gray to the right. Urban, the tailback, to his left. McGee in at the H-back spot to Carter's right. 3-man front. Here's a snap. They're going to give it to Urban. Up the middle, makes a cut. He's at the 50. He's at the 40. He's at the 30. He's at the 25, 20. Gets hit there and then rolled down inside the 15. Well, they'll spot him right at the 15. That'll be enough for Hardin County Bank 1st and 10 Tigers.
Man.
Good vision.
That's beautiful. Blocking was great.
Yeah.
Hit the hole hard.
Saw the hole on the backside, stopped, made that cut through that hole, and then it was off to the race.
Yep.
So it'll be 1st down, 1st and goal from the 10. Here's a snap. Urban again. Tries the left side. He's at the 10, looking for a block at the 5, stretches toward the goal line. He's going to be about a yard short.
There's a lot of places to run. I thought he missed his hole. He still almost scored.
So it'll be 1st and goal. It wasn't 1st down. It's 1st and 11. So now it's 1st and goal. 1st from the 2-yard line. They had him spotted back originally at the 12. Smith sends a receiver to the right. 1 here to the near side. Here's a snap. Handoff. Urban into the end zone. Touchdown Tigers. So all Tylen Urban on that drive. A couple of big runs, and he goes in from 2 yards out.
I don't know that they don't know it's Friday. Couldn't tell any different.
So Nolan Foster in for the extra point. Carter Smith will hold. Snap is down. Kick is up. Spinning toward the uprights, and the kick is good. 9:49 to go here in the 1st quarter. Tigers strike first. 7-0 our score. You're listening to Tiger Football right here on 93.5 FM. Back after this. Welcome back to Jim Carroll Stadium. Tylen Urban goes in from 2 yards out on drive number 1. The Tigers up 7-0 as Nolan Foster will set it at the 40-yard line and kick to the Bobcats back deep. He is KC's number right now.
You know, it's interesting watching these teams. They know we do a lot of pooch kick, and they've got all their guys up.
Here's a high end-over-end kick. It's going to be taken at the 20-yard line, 25. He's at the 30 trying to get outside. He does. Breaks a tackle there at the 40-yard line, dives forward.
Good return.
To about the 40. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds at about the 41-yard line. So they'll take over there. 1st down, 1st and 10.
Had a missed tackle about the 33-yard line that would have made that look better.
That was Griffin on the return. So the Bobcats will come out their first series trailing 7-0. They'll send 2 receivers to the right and 2 backs in the backfield. Here's a snap, handoff right up the middle, and he's going to be stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. Well, loses maybe back to a yard. Overton is the quarterback for the Bobcats. Tigers run primarily a 4-man front. They've got Adam Harris and Gray in the middle. Kevin Tarver on one end. Keandre Smith on another end. And your linebackers are Keel, Benson, and Tanner. Here's a snap. Quarterback keeps it on an option. He's going to be hit in the backfield and dropped.
Textbook there.
Keandre Smith and Tanner there to make the tackle. And a loss back to the 37.
Textbook defense. Tried to run a little option play there. Trying to create some space. We took the space away from them.
So it'll be 3rd down, 3rd and 14. The ball back at the 37. 2 receivers to the left, 1 here to the near side. This man goes in motions back left. Quarterback was going to give it. Now he's going to take it down the line. The ball is on the ground, and the Tigers are going to have the fumble. He was going to give it, pulled it out of the belly of his running back, and then was going to pitch it to the man in motion. And Adam Harris was right there to stop that, and the ball was on the ground. I think Adam ended up with it.
Steve, would you call that a extended mesh?
I don't even know what that was.
Extended mesh play? Their mesh play lasted about 2 seconds.
It looked like that play at USJ with the punter.
Yeah, it did.
So Hardin County gets the first turnover, and they'll take over at McNairy's 35-yard line with 8:07 here to go in the first quarter. Tigers this time, they'll empty the backfield. They'll send 3 receivers left, 2 to the right.
We're fixing to go deep right
5-man front for the Bobcats. They look like they want to bring the house. Now they'll drop out of it. Here's a snap. Looking, fires, complete, and out of bounds. That was Gray on the catch. Man, what a catch by Jack Gray on the far sideline. So he had to go up a little bit and get that one, hauled it in. That'll be enough for Hardin County to make 1st and 10 Tigers.
Good route. Good to see him. I mean, you know, last week, he really stuck out last week, and, you know, growing confidence between him and the quarterback.
So 1st down, 1st and 10, the ball at the 18 of the Bobcats. Now they'll bring Urban back in the game. He'll go to the right of Smith. 2 receivers right and left. Here's a snap. They show blitz. Gets through it at the 15. He's at the 10. Makes a move there. He dives forward to about the 3-yard line. Got tripped up at about the 7. Stayed on his feet, and they'll spot him at the 3, where it'll be 1st and goal
Man,
from the 3-yard line of Hardin County Bank. 1st down.
If it had shoes without strings, they wouldn't have tackled him. I mean, that's about all they grabbed, just enough to keep him out of the end zone.
Got the big boys in now.
Yeah, power. What do they call that?
Jumbo.
Jumbo package.
So they got Harris, and who else is in there over there? That's Weeks.
Yeah.
Here's a snap. They're going to give it to Big Harris. He's just going to bull his way into the end zone. Touchdown. He went right, nothing there. Went back to the left and into the end zone, and Big Adam Harris scores.
Somebody tried to tackle him, but they couldn't get their arms around him.
Linebacker, he was not sure about it.
He couldn't reach around him. I mean, he was too big.
So that score brought to you by Justin Reynolds Law Firm in Savannah.
It's fun getting to see a big guy get a touchdown.
Here's a snap. It's down. Nolan's kick is up, and it's good. 7:34 to go here in the first quarter. Tigers strike again. 14-0 our score. We'll be back right after this. What was
giving you.
Tigers go 3 plays, 35 yards. Harris in from 4 yards out. That's scoring drive powered by Jones Motor Company in Savannah. So the Tigers take a 14-0 lead with 7:34 here to go in the first quarter. Foster will set it at his 40. This time he'll boot it again, and it'll take it at the 20, at the 30, looking for some running room. Breaks through at the 40-yard line. Now he gets out of the pack. He's at the 50, being chased at the 45, and Sparks gets him at the 40-yard line, and we lost our lanes. They got outside, and they get in Tiger territory. That's Griffin.
Yep. They're exposing a weakness right now.
Well, we kicked it directly to him twice.
Yeah. Our coverage
probably won't see. Yeah, our coverage.
Our coverage is poor.
So McNairy will have it. First down, first and 10. From Hardin County's 41-yard line, trailing 14-0. Overton in the shotgun. Man in motion to the right. Straight drop, looking. Now he'll swing it out to the man in motion. And he's going to be hit in the backfield at the 35 or 45. He's going to fall to about the 44.
Yeah. Look who's out there making the tackle.
I'm telling you, he's quick.
That's a defensive tackle.
Yep.
Making the play 20 yards from the.
Yep.
That was Patey on the pass reception for the Bobcats. He loses back about a yard. It'll be second down, second and 11. Overton in the shotgun formation. Tailback is Kessler. Here's a snap. They'll fake it to him, throws over the middle, almost intercepted as it went over the head of Patey. And Sparks was right there. It went through both of them's hands, and that'll bring up third down.
You know, watching Gray run out there and make that tackle on that swing pass, that's what those colleges, that's what they love to see.
You can't coach that.
No,
that's just effort.
Yeah, they love seeing that. And like you said, he's got wheels for a big guy.
Yeah, he's quick.
So it'll be third down. I don't know how, after I seen them meet last night, I don't know how they move. Third down, third and 11. Two receivers left, one here to the near side. Here comes a man in motion. Here's a snap. Overton looking. Fires deep, and it's going to be overthrown and fall incomplete. That was Buck, the intended receiver for the Bobcats. So that'll bring up fourth down, fourth and 11. Ball spotted at the 42. They keep their offense out on the field here on this fourth down play. .6:32 to go. Clock stops here in the first quarter. A beautiful night for football. Wind blowing out of the north. The flags are blowing in the south end zone. More like football weather anyway. And now McNairy's coach comes running down. He wants to take a timeout. We'll take a timeout with him. This timeout brought to you by Orange Blossom Florist in Savannah. 6:32 to go here in the first quarter. 14-0 our score. Hardin County on top. You're listening to Tiger Football right here on 93.5 FM. Back after this. All right, welcome back to Jim Carroll Stadium. Overton brings them back out on the field. The Bobcats, it's a 4th down play, 4th down, 4th and 11. Here's a snap, looking to throw over the middle of the field. He had a receiver there, and he gave up on it.
Man,
As Tanner was right there to lower the boom, and he said, I'll have none of that, and that falls incomplete. That was Buck on the intended receiver, so they'll turn it over on downs.
yeah, their coach is going to have some words with him.
And the Tigers will take over 1st down, 1st and 10.
Their timing's bad. Quarterback's not – they've had guys that they could have gotten the ball to. He's just so late getting it to them, seeing them, finding them, getting it to them. By the time he does that, I mean, the defender's fixing to kill them when they catch it, so they just back off.
2 receivers to the right. That's Weeks and Wilkes. Gray and Heyman over here to the near side. Irvin in at tailback. Here's a snap. Straight drop. Looky. Fires down the sideline for Heyman, and it's going to fall incomplete. Underthrown. Tried the back shoulder and falls incomplete at about the 26-yard line. So that'll bring up 2nd down. 2nd and 10.
There you go, Kendall. That's throwing against that wind. Ball hung up in there.
Yep.
Never got to him.
Now Rose in the game for the Tigers. Gray and Heyman to the right. Rose here to the near side. 3-man front for the Bobcats. Carter brings them to the line, looks over the defense. Here's a snap. Handoff this time to Irvin, trying the right side. He's going to be hit, and he's going to lose a yard. Hadn't had any luck running against that left side of that defense. That right side of our offensive line is getting stuffed, or either they're bringing more than we can block.
Yeah, they got 6 on line.
So that'll bring up 3rd down, 3rd and 10. So a drop pass on 1st down and a rush for no gain. Tigers find themselves in a 3rd and long. 2 receivers to the right, 1 here to the near side. Irvin to the right of Smith. Here's a snap. Looking to the right, fires, hits Irvin in the backfield, had it for a minute, then dropped it. He had a lot of green grass, but dropped it as he turned upfield. And so the Tigers will have to punt it away.
Yeah, it's not a good series.
Well, that's just one of those series. You know, when we get up, we tend to lose focus sometimes from time to time.
Well, it's hard to throw against that wind. He was open on that first play, and then you got a drop pass. That's just can't do a whole lot about that.
Strickland will punt it away. Takes a Tiger bounce inside the 35 down to the 31. That's where McNairy will have it. 1st down, 1st and 10 at their own 31 with 5:21 to go here in the 1st quarter. Tigers started out fast, taking the first drive down the field. Irvin goes in from 2 yards out, and then they go on a 3-play drive, and Harris goes in from 4 yards out, and that's where we are, 14-0. Overton brings them to the line. He'll send a receiver, 2 receivers to his left, 1 here to the near side.
Good tempo this game.
Now they're in the pistol formation. Man comes in motion to the right. They'll give it to him, trying the Tigers' right side of their defensive line. He's going to be knocked down for about a 2-yard loss.
Good linebacker play, shooting the gap, making that stop.
Jaquan Keel on the stop for the Tigers. In the game also is Tibble now for the Tigers. And Caleb Goheen in as well. 2nd down, 2nd and 12. Here's a snap. Quarterback's going to keep it. He's going to be hit in the backfield once, and then he's going to be hammered down to the ground. Out comes the flags, but that's Big Harris.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't know what he's supposed to do. They're going to flag him for being a little rough.
Well, I know one thing.
Oh, boy.
Jerry Lawler would have loved that tackle. That's a suplex, I think. I don't know that you can pick him up over your head and then throw him down.
I think he kind of jumped up in the air, though. And then Harris helped him. So it'll be a first down after
I don't know.
Sportsmanlike.
I don't know. You can't. I don't know. I've seen that several times on TV, too, where they call that a penalty.
You know what he's going to do every time he sees Harris now.
They got to get lined up. It's actually second down.
They got the chain going
in different directions.
Yeah, they ain't figured it out yet.
Yeah. Well, it is a Thursday. Well, wait a minute. It is a Thursday night game. Nobody's, I don't know if this is a regular chain gang or what. So it'll be second down, 2nd and 1 after the penalty. Overton sends a man in motion right. Still looking over the middle, and it's going to be complete. And then Wilkes comes up and puts a hit on him and breaks it up.
What a play.
Man, Wilkes he looked like a monkey tackle. Yeah. I mean, he
came over the top of him.
It crawled him. I mean,
that was impressive.
That was Johnson, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 3rd down, 3rd and 1. Ball spotted at McNairy's 40.
He got monkey stomped.
4:24 to go here in the first quarter. Clock stops on the incomplete pass. Tigers up 14-0.
I thought he caught it. They evidently didn't.
Overton now will go under center. Here's a snap trying to sneak it, and he got nowhere.
That's not going to work.
No.
Not on us.
Man, did they not see Harris and Gray down there in the middle of that defense?
They're going to spot it.
The same spot.
Yeah, same spot. So it'll bring up 4th down. They tried to catch him off guard, and that didn't work.
Our D-line is special.
They're wanting to get this game over in a hurry. They keep going for it on 4th down on our side of the field.
So it'll be 4th down, 4th and 1, and the Bobcats will go for it. Ball is resting at the Tigers, or at their own 40-yard line. Now they'll go in a shotgun formation. 2 receivers left, 1 here. Now they're going to switch it up and put 2 receivers over here to the right. They're going from the north to the south. Here's a high snap. Looking to throw, fires, and it's going to be complete, or did it hit the ground?
Yeah, it's going to be close. He's calling it a catch. But it's right there at the marker. It's going to be, they'll have to measure.
Looked like it one-hopped him, but they're going to give him the catch, and they're going to give him the 1st down. So it'll be 1st down Bobcats. He was under pressure, got it off.
I can't believe they didn't measure that.
I can't believe.
I mean, the stick, we're sitting right across from the stick, and the stick was on the 41 plus maybe 3 or 4 inches, and they spotted the ball behind the 41. I don't know. I'd ask for a measurement for that. I don't guess it's going to matter in the long run.
1st down, 1st and 10. Shotgun formation. Receiver right and left. Here's a snap, straight drop. Looks, fires, got a man open. Intercepted, though, at the 50. Going down the sideline at the 30, the 20, stays in bounds, and then he's going to be run out of bounds. Who is that? Braden Wilkes gets the interception.
Boy, he read that like a true safety. Laid back. Kind of baited him, gave him some room, and then when he threw, he broke on the ball and caught it in stride towards the goal line.
So they'll spot it at the 20. They ran him out of bounds at the 20-yard line. So the 2nd turnover of the night by the Bobcats. And the Tigers are back in business. 1st down, 1st and 10 at the Bobcat 20. That was a good play by Wilkes. Mm-hmm. Had a man open for a minute, just didn't get it there. Like Kurt said, he's been a little late on all of his throws. Here's a snap, straight drop. Throws in the corner of the end zone. He's got Heyman there over the shoulder. Did he get it? Touchdown, Tigers.
Man, that's pretty. That looked like the one he caught. Where was that? On the sideline, was that at Jackson South Side where he caught that over the shoulders, one of those Willie Mays catches.
So after the turnover, the Tigers go one play, a 20-yard strike to Heyman, and we're up 20-0. Touchdown brought to you by Justin Reynolds Law Firm. Here's the snap, it's down, the extra point is up, and the extra point is good. 2:48 to go here in the first quarter, 21-0 our score. You're listening to Tiger Football right here on 93.5 FM. Back after this. Tigers go one play. Smith to Heyman, a 20-yard touchdown pass. That pass powered by Jones, or that scoring drive powered by Jones Motor Company. This time they try a squib kick. He has it and thinks about running, and then he did the smart thing and took a knee right at the 42.
That may have been the same one that
Yeah, got
went on
gobbled
that
up.
went on that seam route, and
He probably thought he was at the fair.
So it'll be first down, 1st and 10 Bobcats, 2:46 to go here in the first quarter. Want to remind you on Saturday, Sports Saturday, right here on 93.5 FM. Starts with Coach to Coach at 8, as they'll get you ready for Tennessee and Florida and the rest of the SEC schedule. And then Sports Talk at 9. Me and Kirk will be with Coach Smith. We'll talk about this game and get you ready for next week as we head to Lexington. And then Tennessee and Florida at 2:30. First down, 1st and 10. Here's a snap. Handoff to his tailback. He's going to be met in the backfield, driven backwards. That's Harris and also Keandre Smith on the tackle. They about took the handoff as they get him inside the 40 back to the 38.
they just don't block anybody. I mean, they ain't blocked anybody.
4-yard loss on the carry. So it'll be second down, 2nd and 14. Receiver left, 2 here to the near side. Overton from the shotgun. Straight drop, under pressure now, looking for some help. Pulls it down. Now he'll let it go over the middle of the field. It's going to be tipped and caught at the 45-yard line. And that's almost enough. Well, they're going to mark him about 3 yards short from the first down. They're going to spot it at the 49. So he just heaved it up in the air.
Did you watch that number 4 on that play?
Here's a snap. Quick throw out here to number 4. He's got some running room. Had a couple of blockers out in front. Gets in Tiger territory. That's enough for a Bobcat first down at the 46.
On that last play, number 4 was a receiver, and he didn't do anything. He didn't no route. He was just looking to block in case the quarterback ran it.
Here's a snap. Now under pressure again. Overton will pull it down, and he's going to be hit out of bounds.
He did the same thing
by
right
Tanner. And there's a flag on the back side. Maybe holding. That will be holding.
Never seen that before. No route, no nothing. He just like stands there, and then if it looks like he's going to scramble or run, he tries to block.
They're getting him out.
So it is holding on the Bobcats. Back at the 48, so it'll be a 10-yard penalty from there. So it'll be first down, 1st and a bunch, as they spot it back to the 37 for the Bobcats. 1:23 to go here in the first quarter. 21-0 our score. Tigers on top. 2 receivers left, 1 here to the near side, 1 back behind Overton. Now man in motion back to the left. They'll pitch it to him, looking for some running room outside, but he's going to be swarmed under by a whole host of Tigers out there as Keandre Smith comes up and makes the tackle for the Tigers.
Steve, those plays take so long to develop
Yeah.
that nobody can hold a block that long to give the runner time to get past it without holding. I mean, that'd be the only way they could do it. And by the time he gets to where he's wanting to turn up field, we got 2 guys just foaming at the mouth.
Second down, 2nd and 29. They got the ball spotted at the 36, the Bobcats. 35 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Receiver right, receiver left. 4-man front for the Tigers. Here's a snap. Straight drop. Looking, pumps. Now under pressure. Looking for somebody to get it to, and he'll flip it to his tailback out of the backfield. He'll make the grab, gets to the 39-yard line.
Good solo tackle out there. What is that, Keandre?
Yes, Keel. Pick up a 4, so it'll be 3rd down, 3rd and 25, but they'll let the clock run out. So we've got 1 in the books, 21-0 our score. We'll take a timeout. You're listening to Hardin County Football right here on 93.5 FM. We'll be back right after this. Okay.
3rd and 90.
Down 3rd and 25 as we head to the second quarter. Hardin County on top, 21-0. Bobcats now will be heading from the south to the north end zone. Here's a snap. Overton rolling to his right, under pressure, fires incomplete. So he had to get rid of that one as Keandre Smith almost got to him, and that'll bring up 4th down. This time they'll punt it away. Back deep for the Tigers will be Braden Wilkes. Boyette will come in and punt it for the Bobcats. Tigers look like they're going to come after it. We'll see. Here's a snap, a high snap. Here they come. He'll get it out of there. And it's going to hit short at the 45, take a Bobcat roll to the 40-yard line. And that's where the Tigers will take over 1st down, 1st and 10. At their own 40-yard line, up by 3 scores. So Smith will bring them back out. 1st down, 1st and 10, Hardin County. It's go night here at the stadium. And we'll talk more about that at halftime. But September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and Team Aaron selling T-shirts and raising money for St. Jude. Here's a quick throw out here to Weeks. Weeks has it, makes a move at the 40, 45. He's still on his feet in the Bobcat territory, just dragging defenders across the 45 down to the 44, and that'll be enough for Hardin County Bank. 1st and 10 Tigers. He's a load.
Yeah, and for a big kid, he's really shifty. He looked good right there.
So it'll be 1st down, 1st and 10 at the 43 of the Bobcats. Wilkes to the near side, Gray and Heyman to the left. They'll stack it up over there. Saunders in at tailback. He'll stand to the left of Smith. 3-man front. Here's a snap. Quick throw. Complete. At the 35, he's at the 30, still on his feet. At the 25, he gets hit from behind. That's Wilkes. Goes down to the 20, maybe inside the 20 to the 19. That'll be enough for another Hardin County Bank 1st and 10.
Man, that was a good catch and run. That was, very simple. Just hitched it up at the line of scrimmage and did the rest on his own.
Heyman and Gray left. Wilkes here to the near side. They're going from the north to the south. Smith in the shotgun formation. Saunders a tailback. Here's a snap. They'll give it to Saunders this time, trying the right side. He's going to be hitting the backfield, and they may give him a yard at the most. They'll give him 1 yard. It'll bring up 2nd down, 2nd and 9.
That's one of the things about him is when there's a crease, he can split. He's got great speed. Young, needs to be in the weight room a little bit, get some more strength, but he needs to keep that head on a swivel looking for a hole.
Shotgun formation. Here's a snap. Smith still has it, fires in the end zone. He's got Wilkes there, and he overshoots him. Had him open, but just out of his reach. And that'll bring up 3rd down, 3rd and 9. From the Bobcats' 18-yard line. 10-10 to go here in the second quarter. 21-0 our score. Tigers trying to add to it. 2 receivers left, one here to the near side. McGee now the big tight end. He'll line up over here to the right.
It's where we like to use him too, in that little seam route.
Saunders, the tailback, to the left of Carter. Here's a snap. 2-step drop, fires, complete, and the whistles are blowing.
Got motion, I think.
And there is a penalty on Hardin County. It is the illegal procedure. So that'll back them up 5. So it'll be 3rd down and 14 now. Heyman comes out of the game. Rose into the game. So they're going to send Wilkes and Gray to the left. Rose out here to the near side. McGee will be over here to the right as well. Saunders, the tailback, to the left. Here's a snap. Straight drop. Looking left. Looking. Fires over the middle. Complete at the 10. 5. Touchdown, Tigers.
The post.
Got him on the post route and hit him in stride. And Wilkes takes it to the house with 9:58 to go here in the half. That touchdown brought to you by Justin Reynolds Law Firm. Saunders, Foster will come out.
They had a safety over top, but I don't know where he was.
Smith the hold. Here's a snap. Foster's kick on the way, and it is good. 9:58 to go here in the first half. Our new score, Hardin County 28. McNairy nothing. We'll back to Jim Carroll Stadium. Tigers go 5 plays, 60 yards, 23-yard strike. Smith to Wilkes, 28-0. And that scoring drive powered by Jones Motor Company. Here's a kick by Foster, taken at about the 18, across the 20, 25, down close to the 30. That's Griffin on the return for the Bobcats, so they'll have it first down, 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line. Been all Hardin County in this one so far. I don't think things are changing. You know the one thing I like, Kendall, though, our intensity on defense. We're not letting up a bit. They are laying some wood out there for sure.
We're just taking complete control of the defensive side of the ball.
And the cheeseburgers come in thanks to Kirk. Overton in the shotgun, man in motion. Here's a snap. They'll give it to him. No, this Overton will pull it out. He'll keep it. He's going to be knocked down back behind the line of scrimmage. Who is that got him?
I think that was Tarver.
It is. Kevin Tarver on the tackle.
You're not going to see many teams that have success running the football between the tackles just because of the intensity of our defensive front.
A loss of 2. It'll be 2nd down, 2nd and 12. Overton brings them out. 2 backs in the backfield with him. Here's a snap. They'll give it to the tailback, and he might get back to the original line of scrimmage. Well, they're going to say he got about a yard. So it'll be 3rd down, 3rd and 11. Just too much. Hardin County is up front.
And the push that Harris gets, I mean, he's having to get double teamed every down. He causes too much disruption.
3rd down, 3rd and 11. Ball spotted at the 28 of the Bobcats. Overton. He gets a snap, looks to throw, fires, and it's going to be way too high as he's tried to get Griffin on the post route, overshoots everybody, and that'll bring up 4th down. Clock stops at 8:25 to go here in the half. Be sure to stay tuned at the end of first half for the Central Bank halftime show. We'll go over the scoring plays and get you set for the second half of tonight's game. A Thursday night contest here at Jim Carroll Stadium.
What's McNairy's record?
0-5. So McNairy will punt it away 4th down, 4th and 11 as they try to get everybody lined up. Here's a low snap. Here comes the pressure. He'll get it away, and it takes a Bobcat bounce into Tiger territory, and they'll down it at the 44-yard line. So it'll be Hardin County's ball. 1st down, 1st and 10 at their own 44 with 8:15 to go here in the half.
I don't know that they had enough men on the line. That they kept trying to get the guy who came in late to fill in for somebody. One of them was trying to push him up to the line. He wouldn't go.
So Irvin back in the game now at tailback. They'll send a receiver left. And 3 receivers here to the right. Irvin stands to the right of Smith. Here's a snap. They'll fake it to him. They'll hit Heyman in the backfield. He's at the 50. He's at the 45. He's at the 40, 30. Still on his feet, going down the sideline at the 15, 10, and then falls out of bounds. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 16. Wow. I'll tell you what, he's fast enough, but he got a push from behind that made him even faster.
Yeah, he used that stiff arm too. I mean, the first guy that got to him, he just stiff-armed him out of the way and couldn't make the tackle. And then he used it again to get an extra 5 or 6 yards right there before he went out of bounds.
So that'll be enough for a Hardin County make 1st and 10 Tigers. Ball spotted at the 16 of the Bobcats. Smith in the shotgun. Here's a snap. Another quick throw. In and out of the hands of Rose, and it goes up in the air, and it's going to be intercepted.
Yep.
A good play there by the Bobcats. As they stayed with it, went in and out of the hands of Rose.
Oh, he was perfect. Once it came off his hand, it was just like a little soft toss right up in the air to the defensive back.
He was met by his head coach, too, as he walked off the field. So the first turnover by the Tigers, and the Bobcats get it. 1st down, 1st and 10 at their own 5. Not the perfect field position. So 1st down, 1st and 10.
Just slow the clock down a little bit.
Overton brings them to the line. Ball resting right at their own 5. Man comes in motion back across in front. They'll give it to the tailback up the middle. He's going to be hit and driven back in the end zone. And that's Jaquan Keel on the tackle. They lost a couple on the play. Back to the 3. So it'll be 2nd down, 2nd and 12 for the Bobcats. Overton brings them to the line. He'll send 2 receivers to his right, 1 here to the near side. 4-man front for the Tigers. Here's a snap. Handoff up the middle, hit right at the line of scrimmage, trying to fight for some yards, and they'll spot him down. I think he lost back to the 2, actually. Or they may give him the original line of scrimmage, but that'll bring up 3rd down, 3rd and 12. They will spot it at the 3-yard line. So they get a turnover, but deep in their own part of the field, back at the 5, and they have managed to only lose a couple of yards as they'll face a 3rd down, 3rd and 12. 6:40 to go here in the half. 28-0 our score. Hardin County on top. Receiver right, receiver left. 2 backs in the backfield. For the Bobcats, Overton stands in his own end zone. Here's a snap. Looking for somebody to give it to. Nobody's there. He'll have to take off, and he's going to be stuffed. Looks like right around the 1 or 2 yard line. Yeah. That'll bring up 4th down.
Busted play in the end zone in the shotgun is not a great feeling for a quarterback. He's standing there ready to ride the back, and there's no back there, and he's just standing there holding the ball out. He did the right thing, though. He pulled it down and got what he could get.
So the Bobcats will punt it away. Boyette in to punt for the Bobcats, standing deep in his own end zone. Here's a snap. Here comes the pressure. They don't get it. He gets it off. And it's a spiraling kick that will take a Bobcat bounce to about the 30-yard line, where the Tigers will have it 1st down, 1st and 10 from their own, from the Bobcats' 30-yard line. So the last drive ended up in an interception. McNairy unable to do anything with it. So the Tigers will have it first down, 1st and 10 to start this drive at the Bobcat 30. Smith brings them out. 2 receivers left, 1 here to the near side. 3-man front for the Bobcats. Here's a snap. They'll give it to Irvin, looking for running room. He's got a little running room at the 25. Now turns on the speed at the 20, 15, 10, 5, and he's ridden out of bounds right at the 2-yard line. And that'll be enough for Hardin County Bank. 1st and goal from the 2.
It was unusual what they're doing. You notice they got 2 linebackers stacked one behind each other and over the center. It's kind of an odd formation. It's like having a safety that walks up and lines up right behind the middle linebacker.
So 1st and goal from the 2. Shotgun formation. Here's a snap. Irvin with it, looking for some running room, dives forward into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
Man.
So the Tigers make them punt out of their own end zone. They go 2 plays. 30 yards. And Irvin goes in for his 2nd score from 2 yards out. That scoring drive powered by Jones Motor Company. Touchdown brought to you by Justin Reynolds Law Firm. Here's a snap. Down. Foster's kick is up. And it's good. Our new score. 5:27 to go here in the half. Hardin County on top and in command. 35-0 your score. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Okay. $35 score as Foster will set it down at the 40. This time, end over end kick is going to hit at the 25. They'll pick it up at the 20. Has some running room at the 35, 40. He's still on his feet at the 50, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds. That's a 2nd big return by the Bobcats as they return it inside Tiger territory at the 45.
He tried to take him out soccer style.
Yeah, he did. He did. He
tried to trip him.
Nolan
great.
went over there to make the tackle, and he used his foot. He tried to like soccer swipe him to tackle him.
Well, I guarantee you, he's pretty smart. That dude has a head of steam going. Nolan's not the biggest person in the world.
I love that.
So the 2nd return.
Is that legal?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
But 2nd big return by the Bobcats.
Yeah, they're exposing a weakness of ours right now.
So Overton will bring them out. 1st down, 1st and 10. Tigers 45. Looking to throw. Fires. Got a man open at the 35-yard line. He'll be hit there by Blankenship, knocked out of bounds. That'll be close to a 1st down.
That's a good catch there. Knowing the hit's coming, just take it.
Will Johnson on the reception for the Bobcats. He's going to be about a yard short. It'll be 2nd down, 2nd and 1. Running clock now as we work through our through the 2nd quarter. 35-0 our score. Tigers on top. Overton brings them to the line. 2 backs. 1 to his left, 1 back behind him. Here's a snap. They'll give it to his tailback. He'll cut it back to the right side, and he's going to be hit in the backfield and knocked down for a loss. Strickland on the tackle for Hardin County. A loss back to the 38. So it'll bring up a 3rd down, 3rd and a long 3. That was Richardson on the carry for the Bobcats. So 3rd down, 3rd and 3 now Clock approaching 4 minutes as the Bobcats running players on and off the field. Overton brings them to the line. He'll send 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the far side. Richardson right behind him. They'll go with a 1-back set and a pistol formation. Man in motion, back to the right. Now he'll reverse out and come back to the wide receiver spot, and his head coach didn't like something he saw, and he'll call a timeout. So the Bobcats will take a timeout with 3:38 to go here in the first half. Hardin County on top, 35-zip. This timeout brought to you by Orange Blossom Florist in Savannah. We'll be back right after this. Overton in the shotgun formation. Here's a snap. Fires over the middle. It's going to be caught at the 25-yard line. That'll be enough for a Bobcat first down as they'll spot it at the 18. Sparks was on the coverage. He got inside leverage on him and then made the grab. Here's a snap. Quick throw out to the right. And this time that one's going nowhere. There was a hold out there. Is there not a flag down?
I don't know, but I saw a jersey stretched out.
Here comes Keel off. He's holding his left shoulder. That's not good. Not Keel. I'm sorry. That is Keandre Smith. Tarver back in the game for the Tigers. Looked like, I don't know, he might have got his arm caught up. There's a lot of maroon and white shirts over there at the point of contact. Here's a snap. Second down, 2nd and 10. Quick throw over the middle, and this time incomplete, too high. And that'll bring up 3rd down, 3rd and 10. Well, the clock is not running. I thought you had a running clock. Is that just in the second half?
Kirk may know.
Anyway, clock is stopped with 2:50 to go. 3rd down, 3rd and 10. Ball at the 28 of the Tigers. Overton brings them to the line. Here's a snap. Under pressure. Sacked by Harris. That sack brought to you by Home Banking Company in Savannah. And Adam Harris got back there on top of him. And Overton didn't have any time. And this time Adam just kind of looked at him. He went to the ground. He touched him.
Yeah, I told you what he'd do the next time he saw Adam.
So that'll bring up 4th down. And it goes back to the 30-yard line, where it'll be 4th down, 4th and 16 for the Bobcats. Clock running with 2:15 to go here in the half. Coming up, our Central Bank halftime show, also our Tiger report. Here's a high snap. Fires over the middle. It's going to fall incomplete, and the Bobcats will turn it over on downs as Overton didn't have any time to set up and fired short and incomplete.
You know, we just put them in one of their weakest spots. Their strong suit's not throwing the ball downfield.
So Hardin County will take over 1st down, 1st and 10 at their own 30 with 2:03 to go here in the first half. This is a great opportunity to run a 2-minute offense. Now Strickland in the game for the Tigers at tailback. Here's a snap. They'll give it to Heyman. Looking for some blocking at the 30. Now he turns on the Jets at the 35. He's at the 40. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. He's at the 20. They're not going to catch him at the 10. 5 touchdown, Cam Heyman.
My goodness.
Man, once he Saw some daylight right around the 45. He was gone. So one play, 70 yards. Heyman takes it to the house. And the Tigers build their lead to 41-0. That scoring drive brought to you by Jones Motor Company in Savannah. Touchdown by Justin Reynolds, attorney at law. Here's Foster's kick. It's up, and it's good. 1:50 to go here in the first half. Our new score, Hardin County 42, McNairy nothing. We'll take a quick timeout. You're listening to Tiger Football right here on 93.5 FM. Three receivers left, one here to the near side. Here's a snap. Carter under pressure now fires down the sideline trying to get Gray, and nobody home, and that'll bring up third down, 3rd and 10. Saunders in the game now for Hardin County at tailback. So 3rd down, 3rd and 10. Clock stops at 1:37. McNairy Bobcat Band getting ready to perform for the home crowd as well as the Pride. Be sure to stay tuned for the Central Bank halftime report and also the Tiger report coming your way in a few minutes. 3rd down, 3rd and 10. Here's a snap. Smith gets it to Saunders. He's at the 40, still on his feet at the 35. Cutting back to the middle field at the 30. He's at the 25. He's at the 20. And he's going to be knocked down at about the 18-yard line. That'll be enough for a Hardin County Bank 1st and 10 Tigers. They slipped him out of the backfield, got behind some blocks, and picked up a big chunk. And enough for a 1st down. 1st down, 1st and 10 at the 18. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Here's a snap. Straight drop. Looks. Fires. Complete at the 5. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Rose. The DB went for the interception. And this time, London hung on. And all he had to do was turn around and step into the end zone, and the Tigers increase their lead now to 48-0 with 57 seconds to go here in the first half. Here's a snap. It's down. The kick is up, and the kick by Foster is good. 49-0 our score. As Rose goes in from 5 yards out, that score brought to you by Justin Reynolds Law Firm. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Carroll and Kendall Atkinson as the Tigers running away from this, or away with this one in the first half. 49-0 our score. And Foster will kick off again. He'll have to ice his leg down at the end of this one. It wasn't an onside kick a while ago, but it worked out perfectly for the Tigers. As he kind of just mishit it, went straight up in the air, about 11 yards, hit the ground. Tigers are right there on top of it. This time he'll kick it, and it'll hit around the 25. They'll take it at the 20, trying to get some running room. And he's going to be hemmed up at the 35, where he'll be knocked out of bounds. Tigers go 4 plays, 48 yards, 18-yard touchdown pass, Smith to Rose. That scoring drive powered by Jones Motor Company in Savannah. So 49 seconds to go here in the half. Overton will bring the Bobcats out. And let's see what they want to do with 49 seconds to go. They've had some positive plays, but they get in third down, third and long. Taking their time getting out of the huddle. Now they finally come to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers right, 1 here to the near side. Richardson, the tailback. Man in motion, back to the right. They'll flip it to him. Trying to get outside, looking for running room. And now he'll get the corner, but he'll be knocked out of bounds by Sparks, but a pickup of a couple. As the clock will continue to run as we get close to 30 seconds to go here in the first half. Coming up, Central Bank halftime report. We'll look at the scoring plays in the first half, get you set for the second half. And also the Tiger report. Haley Hardin in. I think she's in. Are you down there, Haley? All right. Awful quiet tonight on a Thursday night.
I'm missing my bodyguard.
I know. So 5 seconds. I don't think they're going to have time to get it off. They finally do. Here's a handoff in the backfield. He's hit there. Breaks that tackle by Harris. Pushes forward, and that'll be the final play of the first half. After one half, here at Jim Carroll Stadium on Gold night, Hardin County on top, 49-0. We'll take a timeout. Your Central Bank halftime report coming your way next, right here on 93.5 FM The Roar. Back to Jim Carroll Stadium. I'm Steve Carnell bringing you the play-by-play tonight on this Thursday night. Unusual night for football here in Hardin County at Jim Carroll Stadium. Go tonight, as September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and the gold T-shirts are out, and Team Aaron raising money for St. Jude. They do a fantastic job at that, breaking records and hundreds of thousands given to St. Jude in the memory of their son, Aaron Bell. So congratulations to Chris, Christy, and their efforts, and everybody that's a part of Team Aaron. You're listening to the Central Bank halftime show. Hardin County on top, 49-0 over McNairy. Let's take a look at the scoring plays here in the first half.
Yeah, Steve, McNairy wins the toss into first of the second half. Hardin County on their first drive, they go 6 plays, 76 yards, and cap that off with a 2-yard touchdown run by Tylen Irvin. After a quick fumble, Hardin County goes 3 plays, 35 yards, and Adam Harris runs it in from 4 yards out to extend Hardin County's lead to 14-0. After a few dual drives exchanged between two teams, Braden Wilkes comes away with a big interception, and Hardin County runs 1 play, Smith to Heyman for 20 yards to take Hardin County's lead to 21-0. After a quick 3-and-out, Hardin County runs 5 plays, goes 60 yards with a 23-yard touchdown pass from Carter Smith to Braden Wilkes to extend our lead to 28-0. And then in the mix there, McNairy did have an interception, but we quickly return the favor. We go 2 plays for 30 yards, and Irvin runs it in from 2 yards out again to extend our lead to 35-0. And then after a quick turnover on downs by McNairy, Hardin County goes 1 play, 70 yards on a big run by Cam Heyman to extend our lead to 42-0. And then we had an odd play there where McNairy kind of muffed the kickoff, and we got on top of it. And then we go 4 plays for 48 yards and an 18-yard touchdown pass from Smith to Rose. And that results to where we're at right now with Hardin County up 49-0 at half.
You know, Kirk, I think you were in there at the buffet when I said this to Kendall, but I've been impressed with the way this game has gone, the way Hardin County has been playing. Their intensity level has been really good from the start of the game until right here at half. I mean, you know, we knew with 2 minutes to go they wanted to run their 2-minute offense. They did. They get the turnover, and they're right back at it, you know, working on things that may be necessary to win a big game down the road.
Well, I mean, I think we've answered the question on whether they'd be ready to play on a short week. They hadn't had any problem with playing on Thursday night. McNairy's had a lot to do with that too. I mean, they're down, and it shows. But, yeah, I mean, you still got to throw and catch. They're not playing against air. And a lot of – I mean, if you did a highlight reel, if WBBJ was here tonight doing a highlight reel, the news would last till 12 o'clock trying to get all the long runs, great catches. I mean, a lot of individual plays that are outstanding. I hope everybody was catching them on the video tonight and they're spread out between everybody. I mean, great plays. Wilt, Rose, Irwin. Jack Gray. I mean, it just almost every offensive position. And then on defense, my gosh, you know, I don't know that they're going to have 50 yards of offense, you know, at the end of the game. May even be negative right now. So, I mean, it's just an all-out shellacking.
Kendall, you're Coach Smith. You go in there and get set for the second half, bring your first team out for maybe one series, and then get some of your younger guys in, get them some rest, get some people. Because this time of year, it doesn't matter. You've played enough now that you've got some bumps and bruises.
Yeah, and I know there's definitely a few guys on our team that do have bumps and bruises. So it is going to be important to prevent any injuries from happening here in the second half. And it's like you said, I think we'll see the starters for maybe one more drive on both sides of the ball, and then we'll get some guys in there to get them some experience for when we get deeper into the season.
All right, we'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have Haley Hardin in here. She'll have the Tiger Report. We'll get you caught up on all the other action in Hardin County sports action this past week. You're listening to Tiger Football. This is the Central Bank pregame show. We'll be back right after this. Kurt Carroll and Kendall Atkinson, bringing you Hardin County football on a Thursday night. And what's turned into football weather out here. I see people with jackets on and long sleeves and getting kind of cool outside. But the Tigers in complete control of this game, 49 to nothing. As the Pride is out on the field performing here at halftime for his homecoming crowd. And both teams in the locker room. So go night tonight. As always, Team Aaron and the Bell family has really outdone themselves this year. They record sales on the T-shirts, and then the amount of money that's been raised over the last several years that goes to St. Jude. So, Kirk, you work on anything here in the second half? You get your first team in, maybe one series at the most, get them out of there, and then, get focused on headed over to Lexington.
Yeah, and I really, that's a good question. We'll ask Coach Smith in the morning is, what's the criteria in a runaway game about coming out in the second half, and how long, or why do you start your starters in the second half? Why don't you let them go plain clothes on the sideline? I mean, they're not going to lose this game regardless.
Yeah.
And so I don't know exactly what, if there's a protocol or you just decide,
Well,
I mean, what if it was 64 to nothing right now? Do you bring your starters back out? Or
well, now that you say that maybe that's why we did what we did at the end of the half, still throwing the football up 42. We get it to 49. Maybe that's a comfort spot for Coach Smith. And then he's getting in there in the locker room and getting his second and third teams ready to take this game home.
It may be, and like I said, it's a good question asked. The thing is, if you're going to bring out your ones and go through the warm-ups and all that stuff, you need to go ahead and play them, a series or two, because you've gone through all that, bringing them back out in their uniform, they're warmed up. That'd be silly to go through that and then not use them in the second half. But like I said, I don't know when or what number you get to that, or how you come up with the idea, because like we watch those college games that are runaways and they do the same thing. They bring their ones back in, play some of the third quarter, and then take them out. So I don't know. It'd be a good question for him.
Want to remind you, your Sports Saturday starts Saturday morning at 8 a.m. with Coast to Coast. Doug Matthews and Dave McGinnis will start us off as they'll get you ready for SEC schedules. And the Tennessee, they'll go a deep dive in the Tennessee-Florida game that will be coming up right here on 93.5 FM Saturday afternoon. Following Coast to Coach at 9, it'll be me, Kirk, and Coach Smith. We'll talk about tonight's game and get you ready for Lexington and a big district shootout over in Lexington, Tennessee. And then Ball Network will take over at 12:30, and they'll take you up to the kickoff at 2:30 between Tennessee and Florida. And speaking of Tennessee and Florida, it's been a while. Both of you guys, all three of us, are Tennessee fans. It's been a while since you've heard so much talk and the excitement in the air about a game of such an importance, like old times kind of with this Tennessee and Florida matchup.
I know one thing. It's the first time in a long, long time that Tennessee's been favored 10.5 points coming into the game against Florida. That may be I don't really know how to take it, because you got to hope that the players have that confidence. They just know they're going to win when they go in the game, because all the fans want them to win. But after watching so many games against Florida go the wrong way, that you kind of, it'll be like 2 minutes left in the game. If they're ahead by 3 touchdowns, I'll start feeling like they might be going to win. Other than that, I'm afraid to breathe.
Cautiously optimistic is where I'm at right now. I'm just too old now to get caught up in all the hype. But my man over here to the right is not too old to get caught up in all the hype.
No, I was
And,
there. I was there the last time we beat Florida.
He's well, I was too.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, I took you, by the way. Why didn't you take me on this one? Yeah, Kendall was there the last time we beat Florida. I remember that game. Florida came out, defensive backs. They were cocky. And
they were up 21.
They were up, and then we stormed back and ended up blowing them out. But, yeah, your feelings on going there? You got some little butterflies going yet or what?
I'm like you, though. I've got mixed reviews on how I feel. I mean, I feel like on paper we're definitely the better football team, but it's like us in Adamsville. It doesn't matter how good we are and, how down they are. Anytime we meet on the same playing surface, anything can happen. So that's what I fully anticipate seeing on Saturday.
Well, the thing about it is Tennessee's look good. I mean, they put a lot of points up. They played good football so far this year. They go up there and sneak a win out at Pittsburgh. That was a good thing. But there's vulnerabilities there. They're not where they want to be. I mean, they've got holes in the defense and offense is sputtered at times. So, I mean, it's not like they're a lock going into that ball game.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, we got a second half here of football to go as McNairy Central trailing your Hardin County Tigers 49-0 here at halftime. Second half kick coming your way when we return. This is Tiger football right here on the Roar 93.5 FM. To Jim Carroll Stadium, Steve Cornell, along with Kurt Carroll and Kendall Atkinson and Christian Kurt on the camera tonight. You can follow us live at Slice93 on YouTube, bringing you all the action. Also at WKWXFM.com and the WKWX app. Nolan Foster sets it down. And a high end over end short kick will hit at the 30. He'll take it there, still on his feet, and gets across the 35 to the 36. Heyman on the tackle.
We're getting some new faces right off the bat, Steve.
Yeah, you might have to help me with these numbers here. As we were wondering, the starters are out, and probably you will not see them the rest of this game. I do see Irving out there at a defensive back spot. Jack Gray over here at a defensive back spot.
Elif is at safety.
And then
Get 12 in. Osteen. Taylor Osteen.
Tibble in the game at linebacker. Here's Overton. Here's a snap. Hands off right up the middle. Hit at the line of scrimmage, and he's going to be knocked backwards. That's 67
Yep.
on the
That's
tackle.
going to be Johnson. And also there was Durbin. Hey, Johnson's a good-looking kid.
Caleb McGee in the game on defense now.
So is Durbin.
Yeah, Durbin's good-looking too.
Is that like facial appearance or is that like in a uniform?
Uniform perspective.
Owen Roberts in the game for the Tigers. So it'll be second down, 2nd and 9, a gain of a yard on play number 1. Overton in the shotgun. Here's a snap. He'll hand it off to his tailback, trying the left side, runs hard, hit, falls forward across the 40-yard line to about the 42. Now we got a Bobcat down on the field. And that'll bring up third down, 3rd and about 4, as he'll pick up a couple on the play. 3rd down, 3rd and 4 for the Bobcats, just getting started here in the 3rd quarter. 49-0 our score. Tigers on top. As the stands have also kind of cleared out of here on a cool night. Fair in town, so a lot of things going on. I think rodeo night tonight. Here's a snap. Overton hands it off. Good run right up the middle. Goes across the 45. That's enough for a first down. He'll get to the 49. Where it'll be first down, 1st and 10 Bobcats from their own 49-yard line. Johnson in on the tackle for Hardin County. So Overton will bring them to the line. One back behind him, 2 receivers to the left, 1 here to the near side. 4-man front. Now man in motion back behind him. Option, pitches it. Has a little bit of running room, gets hit at the 50-yard line, stays on his feet close to the 45. So a good hard run there by Griffin for the Bobcats.
McGee and Elif on the tackle.
So they'll give him the 45 of the Tigers, where it'll be second down, 2nd and 4. Overton brings them to the line. 2 backs in the backfield with him, receiver right, receiver left. Now the Tigers trying to get lined up. They get set. Here's a handoff up the middle, has running room as he gets to the 40-yard line, enough for another Bobcat first down.
It's going to be Durbin on the tackle.
As Parker Gerals comes into the game and Chris Kinney comes into the game for the Tigers. So there'll be a lot of Tigers moving in and out of the ball game for the rest of this second half. First down, 1st and 10 at the Tigers' 39-yard line. Overton brings them to the line, receiver right, receiver left. Here's a snap. Handoff. No, they're going to pass it. Complete at the 30-yard line. Irving on the play. Gets the tackle. Picks up about 8 on the pass and catch. It'll be second down, 2nd and 2. 7:32 to go here in the 3rd. 49-0 our score. Hardin County on top. We'll be in Lexington, Tennessee next Friday night. Airtime will be at 6:40. Kickoff time 7 over at Lexington. Here's a handoff hit by Big McGee in the backfield, and he rides him down to the turf. Maybe a loss of a yard. Back to the 33. So it'll be 3rd down, 3rd and 3, a long 3. So a big matchup in Lexington next week as we hit the road.
Do you know who they play this week?
Westwood. You know, that's one thing about playing on Thursday night, too. Talked to Coach Smith earlier today. Him and his staff, they'll be over in Lexington and get to see it in person next week. On Friday night for next week's game. Here's a handoff right up the middle. Picks up maybe a yard to the 31, where it'll be fourth down, fourth and about 2. So that gives them an advantage there.
Yeah, late scout. Is sports talk in the morning or Saturday morning?
Saturday morning.
So we're off tomorrow.
We're off tomorrow. You got a day off.
I believe I'll go swimming in the lake.
I talked to Matthew, and he said he'd like to do it regular time on Saturday morning if we didn't care. I said, well, it's your show. We'll do what you want. Fourth down, 4th and 2. Bobcats come to the line. Ball resting at the 31 of the Tigers. 6 minutes to go in the third. Receiver right, receiver left. 2 backs in the backfield with Overton. Here's a snap. He'll keep it up the middle, and I don't know. He dives.
He didn't
Close
get it.
to 30, but I don't think he got it. He had to get, I think, over the 30, and he didn't get it.
Good stand.
Good job by the twos.
Yeah.
So the Tigers hold, and they'll turn it over on downs. And the Tiger offense will come back out onto the field for their first series here in the third quarter. Brody Ivy will be your quarterback, and Peyton Strickland in at tailback. 2 receivers here to the near side, 1 to the far side. Shotgun formation. First down, 1st and 10. Here's a high snap as Brody will just have to jump over on it as it went off his hand. A loss back to about the 24-yard line. It'll be second down, and it looks like about 15.
Little antsy snap there.
Maddox Ruddle in the game for Hardin County. We'll try to get all these numbers in for you as much as we can. Here's a snap. As Ivy will get it, he'll take off and be driven out of bounds. That's Kurt wrestling a squirrel in the background.
I don't know how that got going.
Kirk's technological managerial skills are compromised.
Dace Cummings in the game for Hardin County. 2 receivers here to the near side, 1 on the far side. Third down, 3rd and 13. Here's a handoff to Strickland. Gets across the 30 to about the 32. So it'll bring up 4th down. So the Tigers will send out their punt team as they go 3 and out. 3:36 to go here in the third. 49-0 our score. Strickland will punt it away for the Tigers as he's trying to get lined up. Back deep is Stone. Here's a high snap. He'll get it away. A high spiraling kick this time. Asks for a fair catch, and he'll get it right at the 46-yard line, where the Bobcats will take over. First down, 1st and 10. Let's take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Hardin County Football right here on 93.5 FM. Overshoots his intended receiver right about the 25-yard line, and it falls incomplete. So that'll bring up 2nd down, 2nd and 10. Overton brings them to the line. Shotgun formation. Here's a snap. Handoff to Richardson. Has some running room. He'll get close to the 50-yard line. Rutledge, I'm sorry, is on the carry.
Tackle made by number 67, Johnson.
Johnson on the tackle for the Tigers. Third down, 3rd and 6. Overton will bring him to the line. This time he'll empty his backfield. He'll send 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. 4-man front for the Tigers. Man in motion back in front. He'll fake it to him. Overton will keep it, hit in the backfield, and then drug down.
Caleb Franks, good tackle.
By Franks, and that'll bring up 4th down. And he'll lose back inside to the 49. So that'll bring up 4th down, 4th and 7. I'm pretty sure they'll go for it. 45 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Overton in the shotgun formation, 4-man front. Here's a snap. He'll hand it off to his tailback at the 50. He's going to be knocked down at the 45, and will not get enough for the first down, so the defense holds again. And they'll turn it over on downs. Looking ahead, as we said, Lexington next week. Then we'll be on fall break. And then back home on the 14th as Liberty will be in town. It'll be the pink out night. And then on the 21st, we'll be at Milan, back home to end the season at on the 28th. That's Pure Youth Academy. And that'll do it for the 3rd quarter. After 3 quarters of play, Hardin County 49, the Bobcats, nothing. You're listening to Tiger Football right here on 93.5 FM. We'll be back right after this. All right, welcome back to Jim Carroll Stadium. Steve Cornell along with Kurt Carroll and Kendall Atkinson. 49-0 our score. Tigers will have it. First down, 1st and 10 as we start the 4th. Here's a pass out to the outside. It's caught at the 45. He's at the 50. He's inside Bobcat territory to 45. Still on his feet at the 40. Inside the 40, down to about the 38-yard line. And that's Maddox Ruddle on the catch and run. Good pick up there by Maddox, and it'll be enough for Hardin County Bank. 1st and 10.
The freshman.
So Ivy will bring them to the line. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the far side. Strickland the tailback. 3-man front for the Bobcats. Here's a snap. Peyton has it. Hits outside at the 35. Looking for running room at the 30. Still on his feet across the 25 to the 24. And that'll be enough for another Hardin County Bank 1st and 10. So good. 2 positive plays on 1st down. And the Tigers move it close to the red zone at the 24. Cummings and Maddox go to the left. And Elif out here to the near side. Shotgun formation. Here's a snap. Handoff Strickland. Right side at the 20. He's got some running room at the 15. 10 breaking tackles at the 5. Gets close to the goal line. They're going to mark him about at the 2-yard line, where it'll be enough for a Hardin County Bank 1st down. It'll be 1st and goal right at the 2. So good running there by Peyton Strickland. and good blocking up front.
Yeah, they've kind of got a little rhythm going.
That's Brown at tackle. I'm trying to see who the guard was on it. Here's a snap to Ivy. Ivy looking for the goal line as he takes off in the middle of the field, and he's going to be driven backwards. They're going to give him a line of scrimmage, I do believe. That's Britton Ward over there on the right side. Looks like Reed Head, the left guard. I can't see who the left tackle is at this point. Here's a handoff. Strickland hits the goal line. Did he get in? Touchdown, Tigers. So a couple of good runs by Strickland. He gets the payoff, goes in from a yard out. And the Tigers increase their lead now to 55-0 with 9:17 to go. Smith in the hole. Foster to attempt the extra point.
I wonder if they have a backup kicker. Do you know?
That I don't know. Here's a snap. It's down. The kick is up. And the kick is good. 8:53 to go here in the contest. Tigers up 56-0. You're listening to Tiger Football right here on 93.5 FM. We'll be back right after this quick timeout.
Tigers go 5 plays, 56 yards, capped off by a 2-yard touchdown run by Mr. Peyton Strickland to extend our lead to 56-0.
That scoring drive powered by Jones Motor Company. The touchdown sponsored by Justin Reynolds Law Firm. So Foster will set it down at the 40. Here's a low driving end over end kick. This time is going to be picked up at the 15. 20-yard line, cuts it back to the middle of the field, and he's going to be knocked down as he gets to the 32. And that was Goheen, Caleb Goheen on the tackle for Hardin County. Wes Blankenship is your backup kicker.
There you go.
We appreciate all those that listening out there and keeping us up to speed on stuff like that. First down, 1st and 10. Overton brings them to the line. 6:40 to go here in the game. 2 receivers to the right, 1 here to the near side. 2 backs in the backfield. Here's a snap. Handoff straight up the middle. That's Richardson. And he's pinballed around and finally goes down to the ground. Austin Young on the tackle for Hardin County. Gain of 3, 2nd down, 2nd and 7. He's a big back.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they've got some size.
Here's another handoff to to Richardson again. And he's going to be knocked down maybe a yard. The junior running back for the Bobcats. So it'll be 3rd down, 3rd and 5. Ball spotted at the 37 of the Bobcats. Overton brings them to the line. Receiver right, receiver left. Two backs in the backfield with Overton. 4-man front for the Tigers. Here's a snap. Handoff right up the middle. Now he's going to break it outside. Has running room at the 40. He's at the 45. Gets close to the 47. That'll be enough for a Bobcat first down.
Jacob Saunders on the tackle. That'll be a first down for the Bobcats.
Nice run there. That's Rutledge on the carry. Here's a quick snap. This time they'll pass it out in the flat. It's complete. And they'll pick up a couple of yards there to the 47 or 48-yard line. Where to be second down? Second and about 7.
Penalty against the Tigers.
Penalty flag on the play. And they're trying to sort it out. While they're sorting it out, the clock is running with getting close to 4 minutes to go in the game. Stay tuned for the Central Bank post-game show coming your way at the end of this game. This must have been a unsportsmanlike. That's a 15-yarder. They'll move it to the 36 of the Tigers.
I didn't see the signal.
I didn't see the signal either. First down, 1st and 10 from the Tigers 36. Here's a snap. Overton looks, fires, complete. Making a sliding grab there is 84. That's Patey.
High School cheerleader, Raven Becerra.
That
on
was
the
a signal.
reception.
Bailey McAfee.
Is that too many men on the field?
Maggie Miller.
Yeah.
Because 12 was trying to get off.
Yeah.
And I think he got caught up. We're trying to
Charles
sub.
Durbin
Usually-
in the game. They just did it to us again.
Yeah.
That's usually if they don't participate in the run off the field, that's usually a 5-yard.
Yeah. We got it again right here, too.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going.
You know what I don't
Yeah, that's
understand
so-
about that flag right there? All right, he threw that flag when this guy was coming off, and he was even with the official, not quite off the field. He wasn't even involved in that play. Why even call that penalty? I can understand if he's around the hashes or whatever, but, I mean, he was 2 steps from being off the field,
Well, that's,
especially in a 56-0 game.
that is the rule.
Well, I know the rules, but you know how I feel about rules.
And but in this situation, that's usually not
The norm.
Yeah.
First down, 1st and 5. Here's a pass over the middle, complete at the 5, into the end zone, touchdown Bobcats.
Touchdown Bobcats.
Man, we let them out.
That was Buck on the reception for the Bobcats. So the Bobcats get on the board, and the Bobcat band cranks up the tunes. 1:53 to go. 56-6 our score, awaiting the extra point by Boyette. Here's a snap, is down, the kick is up, and the kick will fall short and to the right and no good. 1:33 to go, our new score. Hardin County 56, McNairy 6. Let's take a quick timeout. You're listening to Tiger Football right here on 93.5 FM. This timeout sponsored by Orange Blossom Floors. Carroll Stadium, as both teams have decided to call it a night, as we're in a running clock anyway, the clock winding down. 5 seconds to go here in the game. Both teams out on the field. 56-6 is the final. We'll take one quick timeout. When we come back, we'll bring you the Central Bank postgame show right after this. I can't hear.
You don't need to hear nothing.
Tigers run away with it 56-6. Let's take a look at your scoring plays of tonight's game.
Well, Steve, the second half went by rather quickly with the running clock. McNairy comes out. They go 9 plays, turn it over on downs. We punt it back to them after 3 quick plays, and then later on in the second half, Hardin County goes 5 plays, 56 yards, capped off with a 2-yard touchdown run by Peyton Strickland. That put Hardin County up 56-0. And then McNairy on the last drive of the game, they go 6 plays for 68 yards, and they have an 18-yard touchdown pass. And that is the final score tonight, as your Tigers win 56-6 over McNairy Central.
Well, Kurt, so the Tigers, they come out, look pretty sharp. In fact, I think they look real sharp. I'm really impressed with the intensity level that they brought to the game tonight and last week. After losing over to USJ, this team looks totally different. And now we turn our attention toward Lexington. Be a different ball at the club, a different place to play, good crowd to play in front of, and a great rivalry game.
Yeah, and, you were talking about how many games we played against McNairy. We probably played more against Lexington, I would bet, in the long run. That probably – they may be our longest running rival.
Yeah.
And I know we went 22 years without beating them, so it's been a good stretch, in the last 15, 20 years watching them get some of that back. But, it'll be a whole different deal. There'll be a different mindset. This ball game was never, from the first play to the end, Hardin County was just much more advanced than McNairy. And we thought it would be one-sided. I didn't know it would be as one-sided as it was. But Hardin County went through this one. And like you said, they went about their business. They were businesslike and got it done. And it's kind of neat, too, though. You get to see the twos play, and they posted a score, and defense played good. So, it's good watching those guys that we have to look their numbers up that we don't get to see much.
Kendall, it was a good night offensively, especially from the standpoint that Coach Smith and Carter at quarterback, they got Jack Gray involved real early, some big plays by him, and then they got Braden Wilkes involved in the game, and then Rose involved in it, Heyman. Just different things that they did in getting all their playmakers touches.
Yeah, and I think it's, the spreading of the love is just kind of passed over from last week to this week. But when it boils down to it, the line of scrimmage is where we set the tone tonight. It was more so on the defensive side of the ball. They just couldn't they couldn't run between their tackles, and our outside linebackers did a great job of, keeping the corners maintained, and it really took away anything that they had hoped to do. And then all we had to do on the offensive side of the football was just not be sloppy and just execute. And I think you saw that tonight, and we did what we were supposed to do. And so I think now we flipped the script to Lexington. And it's like y'all just discussed. The Lexington's always a very competitive team. Their fan base is competitive. Playing over there is a different environment. You're getting more so like USJ type of environment. So it'll be a test for us. But once again, kind of like after last week's game, it's an emphasis that's placed on practice and focus and kind of just that vision of meeting your goals as a team later in the season.
Excuse me, Steve.
Well, no, I was just going to say we were talking last night. I think you had asked Carter something if they'd seen anything on Lexington. He said they've kind of gone back, and I think Kendall reiterated that point today when we were talking about it, that they've kind of gone back to their old ways. They got a back-to-back field, and they run right and they run left.
Yeah, and, I think when you have long-standing rivalry games with coaches that have coached against each other, you have a kind of a game within a game. I mean, those coaches know each other, and, the chess match between the two of them is always interesting. But I think Coach Smith's got the better of Lexington. I don't know exactly what the long term since he's been coaching is with Lexington, but I would bet that we are ahead. But it's always kind of fun to watch that who's trying to out scheme who when you know them real well. That's like me and you playing golf. It's fun playing against somebody that you know their game and you try to beat them at it. So not only do you have that game that's going on the field and the one that matters, but it's also fun to see if there's any gotcha plays by one coach over the other.
And when you're struggling beating that guy you're talking about, you just run over him.
yeah, that's true.
That's another story for an inside.
Well, that's saying if you can't run around them,
you just run over them. Yeah. But it should be an interesting game because you got two different offensive styles. If they're back to more their power game versus a spread offense, so it'll be interesting on how that game will go, and it'll be a challenge for us up front defensively.
Well, to be honest with you though, I think the game has advanced to a point like when Coach Tucker was at Milan all those years, and they would throw it 3 times in a game, and they would usually be 2 of those would be for a touchdown because by that point in the game you've got 10 defenders in the box trying to stop a run. But I think it's a little different now. I think you need to be multifaceted on offense. You need to be able to spread the ball around. I think it's too easy to defend in that 7-yard box now compared to years ago. And the other thing that they had too, I mean, you look, Lexington had just a plethora of talent. I mean, those guys were loaded. And we talked about it earlier tonight. They always had a Teague or a familiar name, a family name that just like they just every year was a new family member that was, and they were talented. They could outrun you. I mean, they could outblock you. They had size, speed. Coach Stowe was a really good coach all those years too. So, I mean, and it's not that way now. The playing field's a lot more even, and I think if they decide they want to run it 30 times in a game, they're going to have a hard time doing it against. There's ways to stop it.
Yeah.
I mean, what I'm saying.
Well, the importance of that game, too, next week is you win that game, you got Liberty left on your schedule. Liberty has not had a very good season, and so that's really for first place. So you get first place, that means at least a couple of playoff wins if you get that first one at home. And the importance of that right there when you get into the playoffs
that's a big deal.
Is a big deal.
Well, I had a guy from Lexington that I talked to the other day, and he had asked their quarterback how many times he threw it in the game the prior Friday night. And he said, I threw it 20 times. And he said, y'all passed it 20 times in that game? He said, well, 19 of them were in warm-ups and one was in the game.
So that's it. They just want to run the football.
Yeah, so they're going to run football.
All right, Kendall, any final words before you get out of here? Good luck this weekend.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Bring us home a win.
I hope so.
And we appreciate everybody tuning in to Tiger Football right here on 93.5 FM. Of course, our sponsors and all those that watch it live on Slice 93. Your Sports Saturday starts Saturday morning at 8 a.m. with Coach to Coach, followed by Sports Talk, as me and Kurt will be with Coach Smith. And we'll talk about tonight's game and get you set for next week as we head over to Lexington, Tennessee. And then the Ball Network takes over at 12:30. They'll get you up to the kickoff between Tennessee and Florida at 2:30. So no Friday football. We'll be off. Used to. Kirk, I'd try to go find me a good game somewhere to watch if we had a Friday off, but I believe I'll sit around the house.
Well, I was fixing to say, why don't we go to watch IMG Academy?
Oh, well, I think I'll just stay at home.
That wouldn't take but about 12 hours to get down there to watch them play.
That'd do it for me, right there.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get out of here on this successful night, go night here on this Thursday night. Tigers win it 56-6. Thanks to Jane at the station, Kristen Kirk on the camera. Kirk and Kendall, I'm Steve Cornell saying so long, Tiger fans, and we'll see you Saturday morning at 9 a.m. for Sports Talk right here on 93.5 FM.